Hi, this is Emily Turner, and today I'm going to be discussing the Soloist for my Dismantling Stereotypes presentation. Just a quick overview of the film. The Soloist is based on a true story about the friendship that develops between Steve Lopez, who is a Los Angeles Times newspaper columnist, and Nathaniel Ayers, who is a brilliant musician and left Juilliard in his second year upon the onset of his schizophrenia symptoms and is now living homeless in Los Angeles. Steve meets Nathaniel and decides that he wants to write a column about him. The film goes over their friendship and how it grows and transforms over the course of a year. A little bit about schizophrenia. According to the American Psychiatric Association, schizophrenia is a chronic brain disorder. There are generally three major categories that symptoms fall under, which include positive symptoms such as hallucinations, negative symptoms such as lack of motivation, or disorganized symptoms, which include trouble thinking or speaking coherently. So how accurate was the film's portrayal of schizophrenia? According to clinical psychologist Jeremy Kleiman in a 2009 article he wrote, the Soloist actually got a lot right when it comes to an accurate portrayal. Based on the onset of Nathaniel's symptoms in his late teens and early 20s, the fact that the majority of his hallucinations are auditory and include thought broadcasting. He does present with an impaired reality, such as asking Steve if he's flying a plane when they're standing next to each other, and especially when he is under distress, he also has a tendency to become more paranoid. According to my research, this is all very accurate. There are several psychosocial stigmas that were prevalent in the film, such as the stereotype presented by Block of individuals with particularly mental disorders being seen as having an extraordinary talent or gift, such as Nathaniel's affinity towards music, and also of helping others to see the value of life, and we see this in the relationship between Nathaniel and Steve. They do also portray somewhat of a stereotype related to individuals that have behavioral or emotional disabilities having a propensity for homelessness. Additionally, there is a paternalistic relationship that goes on between Nathaniel and Steve throughout the majority of the film, and there is an overrepresentation of African Americans among the homeless community and among individuals that we saw with mental or emotional disabilities. However, there are positive effects that can be gained from watching this film for individuals. The film does a really great job at humanizing Nathaniel and not showing him just as his disorder, and it also depicts his disorder more accurately than I have seen in other films that have similar content. Additionally, we also see Steve overcoming his personal biases and perceptions related to individuals with disabilities and how they should be treated, what their rights are, and the amount of autonomy and independence they deserve. However, some of the negative effects it may have on individuals are that paternalism is still painted as somewhat benevolent even when Steve overcomes this himself, and it may reinforce some of the stereotypes and misconceptions that I depicted in the previous slide. I feel like I really learned a lot from watching this film and that others could too. For instance, I was unaware that auditory hallucinations were much more common. I believed that visual hallucinations were the more likely among individuals with schizophrenia. I was also unaware that the onset of symptoms generally does not occur until after adolescence. I believed that when individuals had schizophrenia, it typically developed when they were younger, and this is not the case. And finally, it really made me consider the paternalistic relationship and making sure that individuals have their autonomy, independence, and that their wishes are respected and that they are respected. And I felt like that was really important. These are my references, and I really enjoyed the film. I would highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching.